My toxic parents were awful to me growing up. Now they want my baby. I'm just here to have a good rant. I am 31 years old and have been firmly no contact with both of my parents since May 2005. They are both really awful people who were physically, emotionally, and mentally abusive to all of their kids. I have no interest in seeing either of them again. I truly believe in my heart that they are both mentally ill. They have written off all family, and it's clear to me that they thrive on chaos. Even at family events, I don't see them because they hold grudges with everyone for all kinds of reasons and refuse to attend. My mom hasn't spoken to either of her parents in over 2 decades, which just goes to show the dysfunction that runs in our family. When I left home, it felt like breaking free from prison. As the oldest of 5 kids, I was always tasked with taking care of the others. I was expected to be the responsible one, the caretaker, and I carried that burden heavily. On top of that, I was also expected to work for my mom's illegal business and hold down a second job while maintaining good grades in school. My dad wasn't home Monday through Friday, and my mom would often skip out too, leaving me to juggle everything. I cooked, cleaned, bathed my siblings, and helped with homework. I felt like I was raising them while I was still a child myself. When I finally left, they were furious. Their antics after I left were nothing short of outrageous. One of the craziest things they did was call me in as a runaway. I moved 600 miles away to a new city just 2 days after I graduated high school. They couldn't even figure out where I was because I took a Greyhound bus in the middle of the week to a city they had no clue about. I stayed with a friend until I turned 18, and then I finally let them know I was safe. But their reaction was typical. They were less concerned about my well-being and more worried about who would take care of their kids now that I was gone. They even called the police in the new city, trying to track me down and bring me back. It didn't work. Then came the FAFSA nightmare. My parents outright refused to fill out the forms, so I had to pay for my college education out of pocket until I turned 24. The state doesn't recognize you as independent unless you can prove actual legal emancipation, and I didn't have that. I felt trapped and powerless, facing a mountain of debt all because of their selfishness. Things escalated when they opened 2 credit cards and 2 utility bills in my name, ran them up, and left them unpaid. It was a mess that caused my credit score to plummet. I found myself buried in over $10,000 worth of bills, late fees, and penalties. I had to claw my way out of that financial hole, and the stress was unbearable. As if that wasn't enough, they claimed me on their taxes until I was 22. I had to hire a tax attorney and CPA to battle them, proving to the IRS with bank statements, my utility bills, and W-2s that they had not supported me in any way. The day I finally won that fight was a bittersweet victory. When my dad found out he had to pay back the money he received for claiming me, he called me screaming, saying he hated me and wished he had aborted me when my mom found out she was pregnant. Hearing that was like a dagger to the heart. But perhaps the most painful aspect of all of this was when they cut me off from contacting my siblings. That was the cruelest thing they could have done. I was banned from speaking to them on the phone, and the few times my siblings managed to slip away and call me in secret, they begged me to come home. Hearing their voices filled with desperation broke my heart. I would cry for days, feeling completely helpless and alone. Fast forward to today, 2 of my siblings are grown up, and we have slowly reestablished our relationships. My sister went NC with our parents too, and we talk every day. It's like we share a bond forged in our shared trauma. My brother, on the other hand, still has a very limited contact relationship with them. He isn't as close to me anymore, and it stings. He once told me that I abandoned him, and that comment has stuck with me. I just hang in there, trying to build back our relationship slowly, hoping he can see that I'm here for him. A few years of therapy later, I met the man of my dreams. We've been together for 5 years, engaged for 1 and married for 2. Our relationship is a testament to hard work and healing. We both finished school, bought a small farm, and opened a thriving small business. We're incredibly proud of what we've built together, and we're actively involved in our community, volunteering at local animal shelters and participating in the Chamber of Commerce. And now, the best news of all. We are expecting our first daughter, who is scheduled to be a Halloween baby. We are over the moon, preparing to welcome this new life into a home filled with love and stability. But just yesterday, my sister called me, extremely upset. She said my dad called her workplace out of the blue during lunchtime, furious because he had heard someone mention my pregnancy. She told him, yes, I am pregnant, and he went on a 5-minute rant about how I would be an unfit parent. He even threatened to hire a good attorney to establish grandparents' rights so they could gain custody of the child currently growing inside me. This is someone who was never around to take care of his own kids, now wanting custody of mine. My sister was worried she had done something wrong by telling him, but the truth is, anyone could find out I'm pregnant. It's all over my social media, and now that I'm 8 months along, it's obvious to anyone who meets me. I'm not hiding anything from my parents. I'm proud of the family I'm growing, and I refuse to let them take that from me. I'm not worried about them trying to gain custody. We have an amazing lawyer, and we've established wills to ensure that they have no way of gaining visitation. What infuriates me the most is that he thinks he can control my life after more than 10 years of no contact. After all the beatings, the degrading words, and the emotional trauma he and my mom put me through as a kid and adolescent, there is no way either of them will ever meet their grandchild. The only silver lining I find in all of this is that my dad doesn't realize I'm married. He thinks it's going to be much easier for him to take a baby from a single mom. But little does he know that my in-laws are incredible and a force to be reckoned with. They will stand by me no matter what. Thanks for letting me rant. Sorry for the long post, but it feels good to get it all out. They just keep coming out of the woodwork, trying to insert themselves into my life, but I'm stronger now and I won't let them.